Hello everybody and welcome. Today we are going to do a painting stream. We're going to paint some Heroquest miniatures. So I plan to paint up the Heroquest wizard, and if we have time, the barbarian, probably at the same time. Yeah? Cool. Alright, so if you're watching this on YouTube, this is a live stream from Twitch. So feel free to skip around, fast forward, check on the results, and if you like the results, come back here to the beginning for the process and conversation. Yeah. Alright. It has been a while since I've done a painting stream, but I am recovering from a cold. So, yeah. Excuse me if I cough now and then. So here's our wizard miniature. It's really small. It's way smaller than like Warhammer stuff. So here's the wizard, and here, oh jeez, no focus. Let me hold on, let me clean off the camera. I am filming from an iPad, so let's wipe that off, see if that fixes any blurriness. Looks clearer. There we go. And the autofocus is a little whack. So, yeah. It's been a while since I painted any fantasy D&D type stuff. So, and Heroquest is like a really good, that was a bendy sword. It's a really good source for miniatures for like D&D stuff. It's basically a D&D type game. Alright. So, let's get set up. Let me get the stream manager up on my phone so I can monitor what's going on there. See if the stream is running. Title and category look good. Hello, hello, hello. Title and category look good. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, that's my voice. That's my crazy voice. Okay, chat looks alright. Excuse me. Like I said, I am recovering from a cold. Let me just drink some Diet Coke. And the Diet Cokes today say bro. Alright, bros. Alright. Let's adjust the camera to down our painting area. Okay, I've got a yogurt cup with water to clean our brushes. We've got our fidget popper as our paint palette. We're using Army Painter speed paints. What else? Let's see. So our miniatures, I've already spray primed them black and dry brushed them white because we're using the Slapchop method. Yeah, cool, right? So let's see, what do we got going here? I mean, we'll probably stick to these type of colors. So we got a purple cloak, yellow tunic, some brown leather accoutrement. Let's see, pants. I think that's green. It's like a grayish green or grayish blue. You know, we have limited colors with our speed paints, so. And let's see, our barbarian is mostly flesh colors. I don't know about these red. I'll probably just make those brown. I don't know about that blue. Probably just, because look, I was looking at that miniature, it's like, where's the red go? I mean the blue. So I think I just make that just all brown, and then dry brush to get that white fur on there. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Cool. But mainly we're going to try to get the wizard done. Just out of time constraints. I don't know about doing all that freehand detailing. Because I don't think that's molded on the miniature. No, it's not. So probably would just put that all be yellow. Maybe put a hint of it there. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I feel like I'd screw it up doing freehand. Alright, to start, I'm going to do the bases. So, the way I do bases is I use earth texture, Vallejo earth texture acrylic. Yeah, and then that puts like a little texture on the base. Okay, let's do a little bit of that. Oh, it's a little crowded here. So, if you haven't used it, it's an easier way to do bases. See, it's like a putty. And it's basically paint and sand. I mean, you could do that on your own. You know, paint and sand, but, you know, get it done for you. It's a... let me stretch the gloves so it's a little tighter. I am using gloves because I do have those ugly hands. And you don't want to see ugly hands on stream. That costs extra. Alright, so let's get our putty texture there. Oh man, this is so much harder to do on camera. So I use a busted up brush to do this kind of thing. And I am doing this through the iPad camera, which makes it way harder to do, honestly, than with my own eyes. It's kind of like when doctors do that robot camera surgery. Oh, fudge. I hope, oh man, it's harder to do like this. There's no depth perception. You know what? Some things I might have to do with my own eyes. I'm like off the camera. Excuse me. And then I'll just show you what it looks like. Just because I don't want to screw it up. So a lot of people will slop on this this texture paste to make undulating groundwork, but I prefer just a very light layer, and then like it does it itself. You know, you tap it up and down to get like little, you know, like, I don't know, undulations, waviness. And then that would be the texture. Besides the sand parts. See? Oh, I got a big glop under his cape. That's gonna, you know, and then if stuff gets on the shoes, well, you know, their shoes got muddy. Alright, I mean, we're gonna paint over that, and then with like brown, and then we're gonna dry brush it with like a sand color. Yeah, that's how that works. Where's the barbarian? Oh, there he is. There we go. So let's get some of that texture paste. Oop, I think we got too much. Let's let me get some of that off of there. Alright. Looks like we have some also on the base, some already molded on basing stuff. Oh, I'm getting it all over the gloves. That's fine. I have to wipe that off because then when I pick up the miniatures, it'll get all over it. Yeah. And if you get some on the side, you just wipe that off with your finger. It's best to do that, so to have clean rims. The lighting is not good. You know what? It's nighttime and I've got the ceiling light on and an extra lamp, but I feel like it's not good enough. I think if I do these streams, it's better if I do it in the daytime when the skylight has sunlight coming through. But you know what? I was thinking, hey, I haven't done a painting stream in a long time. I should do that. See the texture that gets on the base? Oh, fudge. So let's even that out a little. Oh, where's our brush? See how messed up this brush is? You want to do this with a used old brush that's no longer viable, good for detail work. There we go, see? A little bit of texture, so then we could detail the base afterwards. That's good enough. Alright. And that is how you texture a base with Vallejo Earth Texture. Alright, let's put that on the floor. Alright, let me clean up this brush. I'll be right back. Wait, let's put our minis in the frame. Alright, let me wash the brush. So yeah, anybody have any questions in the chat during the process, let me know. Alright, let me dry off the gloves. And then we'll start to paint. I mean, we are starting. This is, texture basing is painting. So, it's basically acrylic paint with sand in it. Oh, okay, let's move the camera. Let me lower this a little bit. Okay. Alright, what are we working? Oh, fudge. Let's get this, move it up a little. What are we working with here? This dude. Elf. Is he an elf? No, he's a wizard. Okay. So we got like a gold staff. Like a yellow tunic. Purple cloak. What's on his arms? Well, let's compare it to what's on a mini. So, doing fantasy stuff. Yeah, it's pretty much close to the artwork. Oh, it's reversed. I didn't realize. Okay. No biggie. So, let's start with the head. Yeah, so let's get this flesh color. A flesh color, yellow tunic. It's like orange hair. The cloak, purple. And then the sleeves and the pants. To me, that's a green. Like a dark green, like the Dark Angels green. Yeah. Alright, and then he has some arm things. Does he have that on the figure? It's hard to see. I guess he kind of has those arm things. Alright, let's do it. Let me find a good brush. Okay, what brush is this? This is a... Is there a size number on there? Size 3 brush. It might be too big, but it's got a good point, so. Always dip your brush in water first. Okay, let's get our colors onto the palettes. Alright, where's that flesh color? Oh, white gold. Alright, we use this Crusader skin. Yellow for the tunic. What can we use orange, fire giant orange for the hair. I mean, we don't have to paint it exact. We use this hive dweller purple for the cloak. I pulled some of these colors beforehand. This hardened leather for the leather parts. And that's not the green I want. Where's the other green? Now we use this absolution green for the pants. Alright, let's shake these up. Always shake them up. As you see, they have mixing balls in them, like little metal ball bearings. If you shake it and you kind of don't hear the mixing ball, that means it's stuck. Because the the pigment settles at the bottom. And sometimes it doesn't dislodge. That means the paint really needs to be shaken. Not stirred. Shaken. Alright. Let's get this color onto some boop. Alright. We'll do one color at a time, of course. Since we're doing the flesh color, we could also do the barbarian, who like the whole top is like this bear. Alright, let's get some of these paints out of the way. Okay, let me... Alright, let's see if we can do this. Ooh, shaky hand. So we're using speed paints. And speed paints are basically transparent inks. That's why you want to do it on the white base. Oh, look at me screwing up. That's fine. Haha. Doesn't look great. I think there's too much water in the brush. It's almost like painting by watercolor. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna look crappy at first. Like I always say with painting, it looks bad until it looks good. Da-da-da. Oh, I wish that would focus. Why? You know what? I think there's not enough light. Let me move the lamp closer. There we go. The lamp was too far away. Okay. There we go. That fixes everything. Oh, fudge. Fudge me. Alright. We're getting there. Let's paint by numbers. This is so much harder to do on camera, but we'll try it. These figures are small, but it's okay. You might be thinking I'm using too big a brush, and that might be the case. Yeah. Oh, it's getting darker. It's okay. We dry brush that later. Oh, sorry. Oh man, if I sound gross, it's because I'm recovering from a cold. So I apologize for that. Alright, let's do the fudge. Alright, whatever. Man, the depth perception on doing this under the camera is terrible. But you know what? It's paint. We cover it up after. You know? That's like a whole thing. See how speed paints work? It kind of gives you all the gradations kind of automatically because you've done the groundwork with, you know, we spray painted the model black and then we dry brushed the white over it, which gives it a gray to white gradation. And then the speed paint does like half the work for you. So it is like painting with watercolors. It's like a transparent ink. Rather, you got to be careful of all this splotchiness that gets in the recesses. You do have to wipe some of that off and like move it around. See? It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. And if you overlap some on other areas, it's fine. You just paint over it. Is that bare arm? I'm gonna assume it is. So get some of that out of there. See, it's already looking like a flesh tone. A little blurry. Put more of that there so we start to darken. The more layers you put on, like the darker it'll get. And then you could dry brush it up to get highlights and stuff after. Does he have bare hands? Let me check the picture. He's got bare hands. It's just he has those weird sleeves. Those arm guards. Da-da-da. Oh wait, there's a hole under the sword bit of layer. We didn't get. Yeah, it's hard to do this looking at the iPad camera, but instead of with my own eyes. But you know what, even this magnifies pretty decently. So it does help. Like when I'm painting normally, I'm using a magnifying goggles. Well, these things. See? It's like a magnifier thing. It has a light, but the battery dies so quickly that I just use the lamp. So you put this on your head. You look through these magnifying things. It's kind of cool. Alright. Oh, he's got knees. Knees. Alright. You know what? Doing the barbarian also is taking time, but hopefully we can complete one or the other. Then I'll just change the title when I post it on YouTube. So, so much harder to do, but you know, this is the same process. When we get more paint on here, it'll start to look better. I promise. I promise you I will. What is that song? It's called The Promise. Math Labs! Hello, Math Labs. I'm painting up Heroquest miniatures. Fantasy style. Oh, I ran out of. Okay, that's fine. That's why I was wondering why the paint was so light. I ran out of color, but it's okay. Possibly we've got enough. Welcome, Math Labs, and a big Peacekeepers salute to you and everybody who's watching. Peace angels in the chat. May the angels protect and guide you. I have to do that on my phone now. Let me get that flesh color. Where's that flesh color? Here it is. Have you ever talked about Demo, the VR tabletop game? Demio. No. Well, I don't have VR. I would love to have VR. Well, it seems expensive. And the thing is it possible to even stream from VR? Because I feel like if I were going to do VR, I would want to be able to stream it somehow. Okay, so we're also doing the elf. Oh, geez, he's super dark, but it's okay. So you have any more flesh areas? No. It's on PC too? Cool. Have you played anything on it? Is it kind of like a tabletop simulator and those kind of things where you can play board games and stuff on it? Okay, let's oh. There we go. That's better. It's a little too pale. Like, we don't want it too pale because we're going to dry brush it anyway. Yeah. The prices have come down a lot. The Quest 2 was about $300. Don't know about the newer ones. Oh, cool. Yeah, 300 is not too bad. And it's complete, right? Oh, well, all over the place. It's, darken it down a little more. Cool. Alright. No, Demio is its own game. It's like a simplified D&D session. Cool. Oh man, VR must be super awesome. I would love to do the VR chat stuff. Just hanging out with people. Alright. It looks bad till it looks good. So we're painting the elf and the barbarian from Heroquest. But mainly we're gonna, I mean not the elf, it's a wizard. So, but mainly we're trying to finish the wizard today. I thought the barbarian would be easier to paint, but it's fine. Yeah. It's probably a lot like Heroquest game 2. Cool. I would love to do that. But then see, if you do that, you have to find other players that also have VR. You know what I mean? What are the stats that are different here? So the wizard has attack dice 1. The barbarian has attack dice 3. Both have defend 2. Starting points, body of 4. So, and body of 8 on the barbarian. And then mind, that's where the wizard has a higher stat, 6. Mind 2. Movement, 2 red dice, 2 red dice. Broadsword, dagger, starting armor, none. The thing is, the wizard has spells that they could use. Cool. I'd like it. Wait, anyway, you bring it up because the lobby for the game is a VR game shop. I would love to hang out there. In the back. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm recovering from a cold. So, if I cough, please excuse me. Hold on, let me blow my nose a little bit. I'm going to mute the mic. But keep chatting. I'll be... Okay, I'm back. Yeah, that's why I haven't done too many streams lately. I'm still recovering from a cold. Let's drink some Diet Pepsi. Oh, Diet Coke. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to our next color. Excuse me. Oh, man. That's what I did a lot in the city. When I would go into Manhattan, I used to hang out at all the game shops. And they even have board game cafes now. It costs money. Like, you go into a board game cafe, and you gotta pay something like 15, 20 bucks to sit at a table. And then, but they have like a whole library of board games that you could, take off the shelf and play. So, it's pretty fun. And then you could order food and just hang out the whole day if you've got a whole afternoon or something, or evening. Super fun. Game stores are the best. They have other game stores in the city, but they don't usually have places to play, though. Some do, but these days they kind of reserve them for like card games like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. Okay, so we got the yellow color. This is Zealot Yellow. And we'll do his tunic or tabard. I don't know which one that would be. Yeah. Okay. La 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 la. But yeah. I know you play a whole bunch of board games, Math Labs, right? Do you ever hang out at game shops? Man, that's super fun. You, you meet the quite the array of people there too. Alright, let's see how this works. Okay, that is going to be purple because that's part of the cloak. And then this is going to be brown, the belt for the... We're going to use that leather color. And then the sleeves, I think, are green. Man, this is going to be sloppy. But, you know, we're going to try to do our... We'll do what we can here. Not really too much of a homebody these days. Excuse me. Yeah, same with me these days. But man, in my younger days, I would go to gaming conventions, card game tournaments. Oh man, it was fun back in the day. And then like college life at the dorm was like playing D&D on the weekends in the dorms. Super fun. Fun times. So, see how speed paints work? They're basically like watercolor. They're like inks. And it gives a good gradation of the color. Well, a little bubble. Alright. Looks alright. It looks bad until it looks good. Let's get some in there. Yeah. Painting miniatures is all about correcting. So it's an additive process where you just have to keep painting until it looks correct. You're in a small town, there's really just one spot. Yeah, well, sometimes that's good. Because then that's where everybody hangs out. Where everybody knows your name. Boom, 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 boom. And they're really glad you came. Man, I put too much yellow. I really didn't need all that much yellow on the palette. Waste of paint. These are small miniatures compared to Warhammer stuff. But D&D style miniatures are pretty small. Okay, let's, I guess we'll do the hair next. Da-da-da. But I will say, you know, it does get hard outside of college and like hanging out at the game stores. When you get older, it's harder to find people to play games with. So doing that VR thing you said would be a blessing. Okay, we're doing a Fire Giant Orange for the wizard's hair. Probably don't need that much. Let's just get one drop in there. And then see how it goes. Let's get a smaller brush. I feel like that brush is too big. Okay, let's try this one. This is a size 1? Size 1. Compared to like our size 3 brush. See? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna do the hair. Okay. Boom, boom. Oh yeah. Let's make sure the brush is not that wet. Okay. So shaky hands and blurry camera. Oh, Wow, that does the hair because of the texture. Really pops with the speed paints. It like does half of the job for you. Oh, it's messing up a little bit, but it's fine. Okay. La, 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 la. Oh man, that game I was playing, Alone in the Dark. So much stuff happened in that game. Like, they pack a ton of story into such a, you know, there's like twists and turns all over that game. Do you know of any games that you could or have streamed that would capture a Heroquest type vibe? A video game? I streamed what was that? Gloomhaven a little bit. But it's more of a tactical game than an RPG. Like, so you're moving around the pieces, and it's, oh no, we got orange on his face. That's fine. You know, sometimes stuff like that happens, and we will correct that as we go. Sometimes you can't avoid stuff like that. Doesn't look too bad, but... Alright, the way we fix mistakes is we wet our brush, clean, and then we try to wipe off the mistake. Blend it at least while it's still wet. And we can paint over. Luckily, it's similar. Fudge me. It's like, yeah, we're just pulling more of the orange color in there. You know, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just fix that in later. It's so tiny. What can we do? Yeah, Gloomhaven. On my stream though, I was getting through the tutorial, learning how the game works. It's a little tricky, because it's card-based, so you're at the whim of what cards you have. There we go, it's coming off. Ugh. It's fine. You know what the problem is? It's let it dry, and then we can paint over it. Because otherwise, the orange is just going to keep going downward. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's figure this out. Let's do the kind of boots this guy has. Shit. You know, when it's not in the picture, you just kind of have to guess. We'll just make them brown. You have through a streaming. Oh, Sentinels of the Multiverse. It's an excellent superhero card game. I have that card game. I just have never played it yet. Yeah. Oh, when you were talking about streaming, are you talking about video game streaming or streaming like here, like live on the table, a physical board game? I would love to try to do that. When I get Heroquest painted up, I would love to try to do that. My only problem with it is the iPad. When you stream on the iPad, you can't zoom in. Like, normally on a camera you could zoom in, but through the Twitch streaming app, you can't zoom in from the camera. Yeah, so that would be the limitation. You would just have to see the board from whatever angle I could put it at. But you know, like I have a bendable tripod so I can move it around like this. But I can't zoom in. I have to physically put, you know, bend the tripod to be closer from different angles. You have the digital version on Steam. Oh, of Sentinels? The actual card sets for Sentinels are much more expensive. They are. That's why I bought the starter box during a like I think it was a Barnes and Noble sale, or maybe like 40% off or something. Yeah. Very nice though. Your cousin had several Sentinel sets. Cool. Yeah, there's like so many heroes in that game, right? Oh man. Let's just clean the brushes off just in case. All right. What could we do next? Okay, let's do the pants and the sleeves. Where's that green color? Here we go. Let me shake it up a bit. Oh man, I remember visiting my cousins in Florida. We would always play board games. We played, what was it? Werewolf, which is a cool social deduction game. You're like the townspeople, and then one of you is a werewolf, and then you have to figure out who the werewolf is before the werewolf kills off everybody in the group, in the town. Sorry, I have to shake the paint. What else would we play? A bunch of different games. There was Pandemic we played. It's just funny at the time. Oh man. That was before the actual pandemic. Okay. And then, I remember we played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before. That was pretty fun. Sentinels plays well solo? It does? You should pull it out one night. If you ever get the superhero itch, cool. I do also do superhero miniatures. Marvel Crisis Protocol. Though I've yet to play the game, but I painted up a bunch of the miniatures. I painted up the entire starter set. You could probably see it on my YouTube channel, on the YouTube shorts. I have like a bunch of them painted up. Alright. Let's paint these pants. But yeah, man, I do have Sentinels of the Multiverse. It's right in the basement. I gotta pull that out sometime. I want to try playing board games on stream. Okay, how high do the boots go? Oh, sometimes it's so not clear. Let's get it. I think it goes maybe up to here is the pants. Okay. Just be careful not to get the cloak. And see how speed paint automatically kind of does a little bit of the highlights for you and the shading. I'll be very careful with these edges. Boop. This is so much harder to do on camera. When I just do it with the magnifying lens right up to my face, I could see the detail much better than through the iPad camera. Alright. Oh, is that still wet? Alright, let's get more paint. Let's see. The Sentinels are pretty fun. Obvious nods to Marvel and DC characters, but it doesn't take itself too serious. It's its own thing too. Cool. Yeah. Sentinels plays well so. Oh yeah, I read that one. Definitely I want to play it. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't want to play it. It's just it's been a long time since I've had anybody around to play games with. Why is this so much darker? Let's remove some of that. Okay. Sometimes the detail is not crisp on these miniatures, so it's sometimes hard to see where the boundaries are. Need to get that blob of paint out of there. Because it is not where it's supposed to be. Okay, good. It's cleaning up a little bit. That's fine. Okay. Now let's do the shoulders. Boom, 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 boom. Goes on so dark. You know what? I don't know if he has any cuff things. You know, those other ones. I'm going to assume he's not. So let's just make the whole arm green. Oh, I think he does have a kind of wristlet. I don't know what you would call those. A wrist thingy bob. There we go. I think we have to hold them like this. So difficult. I know, Math Labs, you've tried, what was that, Hero Forge? The 3D printing thing? Have you ever got one of those miniatures made? Huh. Oh, that's a little bit under there. Do-do-do. There. It's so hard to do and it's like right next to another color because you don't want to screw it up. Okay, now this is going to be hard. Let's see. No, you don't have money. They are expensive, right? To spend on something like that. You're kind of anti-materialistic at this point in life. Ah. You kind of want to get rid of things, not get more things, cool as they are. You like painting and creating virtually, though. Yeah. I mean, if you can have that creative outlet, like without much cost, that's way better. Yeah, I've got way too much stuff in my life. I'm a big collector hoarder. So much action figures and board games. I do love Marvel and Star Wars stuff. Oh my god. And I do pump out that stuff constantly. Oh, look at that mold line. You could see. Hopefully when I fully paint it, that's less visible. You know, optimally, when you see stuff like that before you start painting, it's good to scrape off the mold line. You know, it's just from the manufacturing process. Clean the brush a little. You got guts painting like this? It's so much easier virtually with the undo button, I could imagine. You know, it's something to do. It's not particularly hard. It just takes patience to correct things. I think the brush is too wet. When the brush is too wet, it's not good, because then it drips all over. Sometimes we gotta hold it at a different angle to get specific things. Okay. Alright. Let's get that. Wish the camera would cooperate. Oh. You can't get that angle right. Sometimes you gotta think, is it worth really getting really in there? Will people see those tiny mistakes? There. I think it's good enough. Ah, got that. Missed the whole area at the elbow. A lot of mold lines. Alright, we kind of did it. At the bottom. I've got a cough so bad. Imagine coughing and sneezing right here and screwing it all up. This little white part over there. Da-da-da-da. Oh, come on, camera, cooperate with me. I don't mind getting it on the staff because that'll be gold, and the gold color covers really well. Alright, that looks good enough to me. It's getting there. Yeah. You say that, but it looks like it's hard to do. You know what? I'll admit, it's probably hard to do. I've been doing this since senior year high school. So I've had a bit of practice, but I'm still nowhere near as good as other people. The face is so orange. We'll fix it. eventually. Okay. Let's get... I guess we could tackle the cloak. We will... Where's that purple color? Alright, we'll do this. Hive Dweller purple. It's a very dark purple though. I wish they made a lighter purple. But I think if we mix in some of the medium, it lightens it up a bit. Here, like this stuff, speed paint medium. Let me shake these up though, because I haven't used these colors, and when you have to shake it up or else the pigment is uneven. Da-da-da. So everybody, feel free to chat. I'm here to chat. It's so boring to do this by myself. Okay. Purple. Oops. Keep bumping the iPad. After all the purple. Let's put that here. 1, 2, 3. Put 3 drops. Okay. Let's try putting a drop of the speed paint medium in there. Hopefully that lightens it up a bit. Okay, let's go back to the bigger brush. Let's mix up the color. Okay. Clean the brush. When you do that, you always have to dry the brush off, because if it's too liquidy on the brush, it'll drip all over the place on when you're painting the figure. Okay. Okay, let's tackle this cloak. Let's see how the color is. Oh. Try not to get too much on there. Let's see. Yeah, it's a very dark purple. Yeah, putting some of the medium in there makes it a little better, because otherwise it's super dark normally. Oh, see that? That's what I mean. You kind of want it to be thin. So you got to spread it out. Da, da, da. The medium makes it a little gloopy though, compared to how it normally is. Yeah, it makes the texture a little weird. It's like almost like you added Elmer's glue to it. I'm not sure if I like the effect, but it does lighten it a bit. I think I put too much. If maybe I said I was gonna put 1 drop, and then I put maybe 2 or 3. You know what? This is what we got going. Oh, there we go. This is what we got going. So we have to kind of go with it. Yeah, it's the medium makes it tacky. See that? The weird streaking? It's fine. Yeah, and this, making little bubbles too. I kind of don't like it. I think we're going to go over it with another layer. Got you kicking around the idea of doing a Sentinel stream this week? Ooh, that would be cool. You have it on your computer? Oh yeah, you said you do. Yeah, you know what? Let's add one more drop of the purple. Where is that purple? Because I feel like it's not the right consistency. Even maybe 2 drops. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. As good as the actual card game is, the digital is so much faster and easier to play. Yeah, there's another card game. I play like Yu-Gi-Oh! And playing it as the digital version is so much better. Because there's too much card text. And sometimes you're not sure exactly what you could do. Excuse me. And the game itself tells you what you can and can't do. Oh, I got a cough. Let me mute the mic. Yeah, and having the computer keep track of the rules is nice. Yeah. Keeping score and life points and things like that. Way better. Yeah. Okay, the consistency is fixed a little bit, but you know what? The medium for that is too gloopy, so I think I screwed this up a little. But you know what? We'll just put another layer over this. It's so hard to get into it. I don't want to get it on the hair. We'll probably have to come in with the smaller brush. Whew. It's not going on smooth is my problema here. So let's put another layer. Even though it's darker, hopefully it smooths out. Yeah, sorry about the coughing. I'm recovering from a cold. Well, hopefully this just self-levels out. It's looking a little better. I mean, when we dry brush this at the end, it'll fix itself. But man, that weird gloopiness, I didn't like that. You know what? Let me, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush because I don't want to mess up at the edges. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, I wish the camera would cooperate. How am I going to get in there? Haha, it's so difficult. Sometimes you got to hold it at different angles. Oh, jeez. It's so gloopy. It's like not even. Alright. What can we do? Yeah, it's just about fixing mistakes over and over again. I can't tell if that's a shiny, like just reflection, or just I didn't paint this. Alright, we gotta get. This is where the details start to get difficult. See, that's still wet, so I really don't want to touch that. We really should only tackle that when that's dry. Oh, fudge. Yeah, there's a lot of liquid in there. Kind of screwed that up, but what can you do? Yeah, see, the orange will start to bleed over. Alright. There's a big blob of purple over here. Oh, jeez, it goes all the way back there. Haha, so difficult. Oh man, I should have picked an easier figure. It's okay. We're learning. This is, see, the cool thing with this is you get to see the actual process. You know? Like if you're, oh geez, smaller brush. If you're gonna have to do this, this is, you know, instead of seeing like a master painter who looks like they're doing this effortlessly, you're gonna see what the problemas are. In actually trying to do this. And then when you see a finished, you know, miniature painting thing, you go, like, I saw how difficult that was to do. Oh man. You know what? Okay. How? See, because this, it's really difficult. I would probably just get as much of that as possible and then just throw in a dark wash to blend all that in. So any mistakes are not so visible. How long has this set been out for sale? You know, HeroQuest's been around forever and some aren't available. Oh, so the original HeroQuest has been out of print for a very long time. I think it came out in the 80s? 80s or 90s. And then, so they reprinted HeroQuest. So it's a new version, but it's the exact same rules, just with upgraded, you know, newer miniatures and newer components. Like, if you look on Amazon, what's on sale is like, there's a lot of HeroQuest now. So, and they've reprinted all the classic sets, and they're also making new ones. So this is part of the staff. Yeah. There's a HeroQuest starter set, which is like $100. But if you go to Target, there's a thing called HeroQuest First Light, which is around $50. The difference being is, excuse me, the difference being is all the monsters are not miniatures, there's cardboard stand-ups. The only miniatures are the heroes in the $50 set. But, you know, if that doesn't bother you and you're not going to paint them anyway, the cardboard stand-ups are like much better to have. And it's a much cheaper set. Oh, we didn't paint all this. Okay. Oh, fudge. Yeah. So I think it came out maybe like, oh, geez. I forget. It was a few years ago. I'm not sure if it was before the pandemic or after. But since then, they put out a lot of different sets. You know, we're making progress here. It doesn't look pretty, but it's what we got going. We'll put a wash over this anyway. Oh no, we missed green over there. Which one was my green color? Okay, that one. Yeah, I missed the whole section of pants. So it's pretty recent, the new Heroquest. Which is basically the old Heroquest, because it's exactly the same rules. Alright, let's hold this upside down so we could get those pants. Fudge. That is too dark. Let's get... There we go. Like I said, it's like watercolors. The more you put on, the darker it is, and the less you put on. But the cool thing is, while it's still wet, you could wipe off, spread it around. All right, it's looking okay. Not the best. All right, let me go grab another drink. Let me put the figures over here. Why do I have this here? Okay. Let's get these figures in the frame. I don't know if we'll complete the barbarian. How long has the stream been already? An hour and a half. All right. Probably the barbarian we won't finish, but we'll finish the sorcerer for sure. I mean the wizard. All right, everyone. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna grab another drink. I'm gonna cough and sneeze and blow my nose. Okay. Quick break. BRB. All right. Grab a snack, grab a drink, stretch, and I'll be right back. I'm going to mute the mic because I'm going to be blowing my nose. Okay, I am back. Alright, cool. Let's get settled here. Welcome everyone who's watching. I see you, Sev, Hide the Kush, and Math Labs. Alright. Welcome, Sev. Oh man, this painting is difficult. This D&D size minis are really difficult. Even with speed paints. I think it would be even harder with regular paints. Alright, so this is what we got going so far. But everything will work out. Some of the orange got on the face. Haha. But we'll fix that. We'll fix that. And I am recovering from a cold, so I will be coughing on occasion. Sorry. Very sorry. Okay, looks like the purple is evened out a little bit. Not the best, but see, dry brushing will fix all of that. Okay, let's finish the purple. You know what we learn as we go. So we learn, I don't like how the medium works on speed paint. Oh, fudge. Just bumped the brush into here. So when you make a mistake, wet your brush. Wipe off that mistake before it dries. Yeah, put some purple on the... There we go. Wipes right off. Nice. Okay. Too much water on the brush. So it is blotchy, but you know what can we do? Yeah, there's too much orange paint in there. I'm gonna have to find a way to extract that. Either that or let it dry completely first. So this is gonna be a pain in the neck. But, you know, these are the problem solvings you have to do when painting miniatures. Man, painting sci-fi stuff is like so much easier than fantasy stuff. Alright, we gotta get this cloak. Let's see, you got a sick dark fantasy soundtrack going on? Cool. Softly in the background for the rock. Yeah, and like I don't play music on my streams because of copyright. Man, stuff gets flagged easily. Especially when I repost on YouTube. So, feel free to play your own music while watching me paint. Man, it's so hard to get these tiny, tiny details. Just... Oh, see? That's the problem. Just gotta try to get the very tip of the brush on there. Oh, why are you unfocused? Oh, man, it's so difficult. Some dark fantasy. Didn't you play, what was it, like Darkest Dungeon? I got a Darkest Dungeon miniature lately. It was like really cheap on Amazon. It's the Musketeer from an expansion for the board game. So apparently they were clearancing it because I guess it didn't sell. And so I've got the Musketeer. He doesn't fit in with all my other miniatures because of the big head, but he still looks kind of cool. I think it's a she, though, the musketeer. Yeah, it's a hassle. Seems like the area of AI, though, small content creators like us might have more freedom with music. Yeah. My friend started a YouTube channel with puppets, and what's cool is they can make their own music now with AI. Although his friend writes his friend does, because he's a rapper, but he could do any kind of music. His friend writes the lyrics for a song, right? So for his channel, like, for their like theme song and for their like, like, what was it, 1,000 subscriber or 5,000 subscriber celebration song, and then so his friend writes lyrics for the song, and then they put it into an AI thing, and then the AI will sing the song with full background music in whatever style you want. And it's really cool. The Musketeer is good. You stream PS5? Yeah, I stream on PS5. Let me get that miniature to show you so you can see. I gotta paint that up too. I don't have the board game for Darkest Dungeon, but I just bought that one miniature because it was on sale for $5 on Amazon. Let me get it. Here it is. I spray primed it black. This is the Musketeer. So I could paint that up later. But it's like so out of scale proportion-wise to other miniatures, but it's cool. I don't mind. See? But it's just a cool looking figure. So I'll paint this up on stream sometime. That's her? Yeah. Sometimes you could find her on sale on Amazon. I think the price went up though recently. Like it came in like this box, Darkest Dungeon, the board game. But this is like, this was only for this one figure. So it has the cards to play her in the game. But I don't have the full game because the full game is super expensive, like $90 or something. Yeah. The Musketeer. I gotta try that video game sometime. Darkest Dungeon. Which is better? Do you know Darkest Dungeon 1 or Darkest Dungeon 2? Because Darkest Dungeon 1 is super cheap sometimes. It's like $4. Alright. What are we doing? Alright, let's put another coat of purple on to even out. See all that blotchiness, man. It's so... The medium, I didn't like it. I don't like how it makes it so sticky. You know what? Let's put some of the purple without the medium in a different palette low. You recommend the first? Can you play that on PS5? Yeah, they have it on PS5. And I think it's only like $4. But I think Darkest Dungeon 2 is like $20. Okay. Let's add a bit of water to this. And see what happens. Let's try to fix this purple. Yeah, see, this is how it's supposed to go on. It's supposed to go on smoother. More liquidy instead of gloopy. I had it on the Steam sale too. Worth it? Yeah, looks fun. Darkest Dungeon. I don't know if the board game is any good, but I know the video game has like great reviews. It looks difficult though, but it'll be cool as a challenge. Oh no, there's a... Gotta put some green under that sleeve there. Oh, why does it rub off? The video game plays a lot like a board game. Makes sense, they adapted it into one. Yeah. That edge is still orange. Okay. That's even now. This still is kind of not great. Oh, why is my depth perception so off? I feel like doing any more there will screw it up. Ugh, it's gotten gloopy again. This purple is terrible. But you know what? Dry brushing will fix it. Let's just keep putting... Oh, that's too much. That is too much. Yeah. You know what? Dry brushing fixes everything in the end. Because in the end, it doesn't even matter. That's a Linkin Park song. Why? You know what? The reflections are tricking me into thinking stuff is not painted. Okay. I think I've gone too heavy on the purple, but that's fine. We're getting there. All right. Yeah, we're getting there. What was the green part that I did? Oh man, there's a yellow I didn't get either. All right. Well, it's part of the game. It's all touch-ups. Is this yellow? No, that's the flesh color. This yellow? Nope, that's the flesh color. Ha! This is orange, right? Yeah, that's orange. Sometimes I gotta mark these out a little better. All right. Yellow. That's fine. Oh, how do I get that in there? We'll figure it out. Okay, let's get the brown going. So then this thing will actually have every bit colored. Okay, we're going to use this hardened leather for the brown. Gotta shake it up. Welcome everybody who's watching. Alright, hardened leather. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to the. Well, we might get to the barbarian, but how long is the stream? It's almost 2 hours. Yeah, we got a messy tip there. Let's clean that off. There we go. Sometimes the paint dries when you put the cap back on, so you gotta clean that up or else sometimes it'll clog the nozzle. Oh, let's get this brush out of here. Fudge. Oh. Everything's discombobulated out of the... Okay. Alright. Brown. Let's do this. Why does that not look brown? Did I dip it in the right one? Surely this is brown. Yeah. Why? Isn't this supposed to be darker? Alright, let's get the other brown. This is not working. Like, I don't like how it looks. Like, clean that up. Oh, is this the big brush? We need the smaller one. Okay. Hardened leather? Alright, where's the other brown? Yeah, let's try this. Dark wood. Maybe because it's not mixed up very well. See, when I'm shaking it, you can't hear the mixing balls. You gotta knock it. Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright, dark brown on the top right. Mixing ball ASMR. Cool. Alright, let's see. Let's see what color this is. Now this one's too dark. Huh. Like some water in there. Excuse me, I'm sorry if that sounds... that sounds gross. I am recovering from a cold. It's darker, but not by much. Why is it so liquidy? Oh, because I added water. Fudge. You know what? Let's just go with it and see what happens. Oh, we're messing it up already. You know what? Let's add another drop. Because I think the water darkened it too much. So let's put here in this well. It also might not be mixed up really well. Because the mixing bowl, see, listen to this. No, not that. It should sound like this. But this one, the mixing bowl is not loose. I think it's stuck at the bottom. Should sound like that. Mixing bowl ASMR. Okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not the color I'm looking for. Sometimes you gotta play around with it. Sometimes you gotta just add multiple layers. Let's get closer. Fudge, focus, man. See, we're next to multiple colors, so oh, don't screw up. Okay, when we're on the ground, that's easier to... I don't mind if it's overlaps on the ground. But... yeah, this color is a little better. Yeah, I should not have added water to it. Like I said, it's like watercolors. Like if you want to make it lighter, you add a little bit of water or medium. Oh, it's hard to get that over there. Oh, okay. What is that problem now? Why is that too dark now? There's just too much paint on the brush. We just have to wipe off some of it. You know what? I really should use a miniature handle. There's like handles. I have one to hold the miniature in place instead of holding it on the rim to give you a better grip. Actually, this color is a little better. I mean, it looks bad now, but when you dry brush this, it'll buff out. Let's see. Like a claw that grips it, then you hold a stick. Yeah, something like that. So, you know, there's more of a handle underneath the hold, and you can move it around better instead of like being so dainty with two fingers holding like that. I really should use it. Like you could even just get, you put a little poster putty at the bottom and then stick it to like a medicine bottle and like do that. I have one. I have like empty medicine bottles I could use. It would be better. I think give you a better grip on it. But you see, I also like doing this, you know, because then I can move it around like more dexterously. You know what? I think that's fine. Okay, let's try to get this belt. Oh, this is going to be the hard part. Please focus. It's not cooperating. It's not enough. We need as little hint as possible. Probably we should have done this first. Oh, I'm screwing it up. What is that? Is that a pouch of some sort? Oh, okay. You know what? I might need to put on my magnifying goggles and do this off stream a little bit. Off camera, I mean. Because it's just difficult to see. But I will show you. It was just difficult. Well, it's got blotched all over the place. And you know what? That's fine. It's fine. This is about what we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna need some purple in that little recess over there. You know, so sometimes you do need magnifying goggles. To do certain things. Actually, I think the iPad magnification is a little better. Because it's at least lit. Fudge, no. Let's correct that. Oh. I still have the magnifying goggles on while I'm looking at the screen. Okay, let me take that off. Okay, it came off good. You know what? It's fine. The belt is a little screwed up, but like I said, dry brushing will fix a lot of mistakes. We're getting there. We're getting there. You know what? Water is dirty. Let me change the water. And then I'll be right back. Oh, when you do this, if you have like a spare sink, like a laundry sink, that's where to do it. You don't want to put this in the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink because it'll stain the, what do you call it? The porcelain. I did that once and you have to scrub that, the stain off. So if you have like a utility sink, that's where you dump paint water in. Or wash your brushes and stuff. Alright. It's not too far. I'll be right back in a moment. Or if the only option you have is a bathroom sink or a kitchen sink, try to pour it directly down the drain so it doesn't stain the sink. Alright. Let me catch my breath here. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, let's tackle that gold. What do we got going here? I got this hoplite gold. Let's try that for the staff. Man, we're running out of spots in the palette. Yeah. Got one more. See, this is what the mixing ball should sound like. Metallic paints, you have to mix up really well. Because metallic paint is basically little metal flakes suspended in the paint medium. So if they're not evenly distributed, the metallic property doesn't look right. You'll have swirls in your paint. Excuse me. Let me drink something on. All right. Okay, let's get this Hoplite Gold. Boop, 2, 3. There we go. Is there any details to the staff? No, it's just gold. Okay. Yeah. I think the small brush is the way to go. Let's see how it goes on. Oop, a little too much. We'll have to spread it around. Oh, this is a nice gold color. Let's get closer on there. We don't want to clog these little details, so let's remove some of the paint from there. See how it's clogged up? You just went outside? Big full moon out tonight? Cool. Is that for the whole country? I think it's cloudy here today, though. Probably can't see it from here. But nice. Full moon. Oh, the coolest full moon I ever saw was because our house has a skylight, right? You know, where like we have stairs in the middle and then there's a skylight on the ceiling. And then one night, there was a really bright full moon. And it's nighttime and the house was, you know, the lights were off in the house. And it's just a big beam of moonlight coming in through the skylight, like illuminating the stairs. It was the coolest thing I ever saw. Yeah. Moonlight. Moon phases look the same all over. Cool. Skylight henge, yeah. Oh, let's not get... try our best here. Oh, camera, please cooperate. Why is there orange there? That's from the tunic? Oh, we got some on the pants. That's fine. I mean, what can you do? Let's paint. We just cover it over. We just have to correct. Correct and correct. Until it's done. What are those? Oh, there's like straps and belts on his arm. You know, sometimes details, you don't have to paint every detail. But if you could see it and you have the confidence to do it, go for it. Trying to get all of this. Oh, we got more paint on the sleeve. Oh well, you know, sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's hard to get this. Do you have any interesting full moon stories? Don't like animals do weird things during full moons? I wonder if, like, as a forest ranger, you've witnessed any strange occurrences. Yeah, that's seems about right. Huh? There's a blotch over there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's. Oh, don't accidentally get his fudge fingers. All right. Got some over the finger, but it's fine. Dry brushing. It'll buff out. Oh man, depth perception. Sometimes I feel like the more you try, the more you screw up. Alright, that looks fine to me. Alright, we gotta fix that face. You used to lead a full moon hike? Cool. The moon washes out the sky. You'd usually be showing off. Oh, so the stars aren't visible as well? So you'd hike instead. Very popular. Yeah. I would imagine. Okay, we do have to fix that face. Okay, how do we do that? Basically, we are going to try to dry brush it back with white. Okay, we're gonna need one of these. Okay. I'm gonna use a little bit of where's the white paint? This one. We'll use warm white, Americana. It's like the cheap dollar paints. Use okay. Oh, why won't it open? Oh, sometimes when you don't clean the thing, the little lid gets stuck. There we go. Yeah, see the gloop of paint that got stuck on the top? I have to remove that. Oh, I need a toothpick or something. Hold on, let me go get something. Yeah, I use tweezers. This is a big gloop of paint that dried. It's sticking the cap together. Alright, let's get some of that white there. That's all we need, is like a drop. Alright, you have to, don't wet this brush, you need to dry brush it a little. So, we get a little bit on the brush, wipe off as much as possible. Pause. We are going to... Oh, that's too big a brush. That's too big a brush. Okay. Okay, let's find maybe this one. Oh, still too big. We are... What can we use? I could try... This one has a good point. We're just gonna have to try this with the point. Okay. So let's dip a little white paint. Try to rub off as much as possible. That's the thing with speed paint. Speed paints is, when you make a mistake, sometimes it's a little difficult to correct. So I just need to dry brush, fudge it. That's fine. Too liquidy. How's it still liquidy like that? It's because it's a thick brush. That's why. I wish I could have used a smaller brush, but you know what? This is fine because we just gotta spread it out. We just want his face to not be so orange. You know what? Let's just use the small brush and do it. We'll do it live. Do it the normal way. do it like a normal person. It's kind of cool. Looks like he's wearing a mask. That's Phantom of the Opera. Okay, let's just get a small brush. Get a little bit of white paint. Wipe off as much as possible without ruining the tip. Because that orange hair color got all over the face. Hopefully that doesn't obscure detail. Just kind of even it off. Okay, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Let's see, the groups were about 30 people on your hikes, so chances for seeing wildlife were not too good. Must have sounded like a big stampede. They scoot out of there with 30 people coming down the trail, you know. Yeah, I would imagine they could hear all that noise and footsteps. Animals are smart like that. Okay, we need that to dry a little bit. Okay, now we have to just find stuff to correct. Okay. Oh man, which was the green color? I think this was the green. Yeah, that's the green. Okay, we have stuff to correct. Come on, cooperate with me. Ugh, okay. Oh. Oh, please cooperate with me. That's fine. All right. Let's fix that face. Where did I put the... Is it dried up? I think that's the flesh color. Yeah, that looks flesh colory to me. No. Not sticking to his nose. Oh, that's a little too much. Let's pull some of that off. Oh, we need Did we not get his neck? There we go. That's sufficiently fleshy. Man, that well of orange, I don't know how to fix that. All right. Gotta remove this. This is the thing with speed paints, is like it just pools up. Oh, a little much. This looks like he has too many fingers. I think one of those is supposed to be gold. I think that's the rim of the gold thing. Just was like counting the fingers. I go, that's too many fingers. Yeah, that bottom one is. Oh, fudge. No, okay. Well, is careful. Careful. You got that Darkest Dungeon mini nearby still? Can you see the fingers on it? Oh, let me see. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Darkest Dungeon. It's not too clear. Let me see. Oh, is it only 3 fingers and a thumb? Yeah. Pretty sure they render all those characters with 4 fingers. Yeah, it looks like 3 fingers and a thumb. So yeah, the grip. Yeah, 3 fingers. That's so weird. Yeah. Darkest Dungeon. I wish they sold the miniatures all separately. Because like the board game's too expensive to get the miniatures. But the miniatures look cool. Exactly. I think we're pretty close to finishing this. It's just I really don't like that well of orange over there. But how do I fix that? We're just going to have to go in and dab that out. And then replace it with purple. But hopefully it doesn't mess up the hair. Okay, I'm going to need this long brush to soak up that orange. Is it already dry? It might already be dry. All right, let's just put purple in there. Okay. Let's make sure the brush is dry. Get the purple. Like Simpsons characters, exactly. Okay, let's try to not screw this up. Jeez, it's like all gloopy in there. I should have noticed that sooner. It was just getting worse. There. I think, oh no, I got some purple into here. Let's try to pull that off. I think it's too much. It's just too much. If only I could just pour it out, but it doesn't. Oh no. Depth perception. I think that's fine. This is the best we could do. Just let it dry. Alright. I think he looks okay. He'll look better dry brushed. So, you know, we'll get there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But let's get the base done with some... We're going to put... This is what I use for bases. Asphaltum. It's like a brown. Okay. Da 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 da. Why did that go on bubbly? Okay. It's carbonated. Alright, we have to paint the base. We're gonna need okay. So we already textured the base. Gotta paint it brown. Let's get this even. This brush is kind of screwed up, so But if I use one of the good brushes on this textured surface, it will be messed up even more. This is okay because we're going to dry brush this. I know I keep using the term dry brush, but it's a technique. I'll show you what I mean. Da-da-da-da. Oh man, I'm gonna get some on the cloak by accident. Okay, I want to overlap this a little bit onto the rim. I feel like I need a better brush. Alright, let's use a better brush because it's a little difficult. I'm screwing it up. Oh, it's so hard. How do I get under there? Okay. Just, don't complain about it. Just do it. That's how. It's boots. They get muddy. So if we get some paint on it, it's fine. And this is under the cloak where people will not really see. So we want to overlap a little bit at the edge because we will be painting the rim black. And so it has to da-da-da-da. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boom, ba-dum, boom, ba-dum. Sometimes it's better to push paint against the edge. It's not perfect, serviceable. Okay, like I said, get some over the edge. Watch out because you're going to get paint on your gloves or your fingers. And then you want to make sure you don't pick up the miniature and get paint all over the body that you just painted. Okay, we gotta let that dry a little. And we're almost at the final parts. Clean your brushes, always clean your brushes. Because if the paint dries on them, it's difficult to remove. You gotta use like alcohol to clean the brushes, or some kind of turpentine or something afterwards. Alcohol works just fine. Wipe your fingers off so then none of the paint is on there when you pick up the figure. Drink some Diet Coke. Da-da-da. All right. How's the battery on the... Oh, the battery on the iPad is 19%. Let me plug in the charger. I have the charger here. Okay. The thing that sucks up the battery life on the iPad is when I plug in the microphone. Where does the... Oh, wrong side. Lightning cable in that socket. And then USB-C into the thing. Oh, and it's... Oh, let me move the charger a bit closer to the socket. There we go. Now there's a bunch of wires I have to avoid, or else I'll knock over the whole thing. Let me move the tripod a little bit this way. Okay. Let's take a look at our figure. Actually, we're closer to the light now. This is bad, but it's okay. This is fine for me. But we're gonna dry brush this, and then dry brushing is what evens out all the problems. Yeah. The base needs to dry a little bit. I wish I had a hairdryer. Because the last process we're gonna do is dry brushing the figure and the base with this color. Where is it? This Americana bleached sand. And what that will do is, because these cheap Americana paints, they're slightly, because they're not pigmented very well, they're slightly transparent. So when you dry brush this color over everything, it basically highlights every color at once. It gives a decent gradation, and I like the effect. It doesn't work great over gold or metallics, but you know, it gives it like a dusty kind of thing going, but what can you do? Alright, let's get a... So I use water caps for our little palettes, besides these fidget poppers. These are great because when the paint dries and it's silicone, they just pop right out, the dry paint. So it's easy cleanup. A wet palette, I only use a wet palette if I'm not using speed paints. And if it's like not for dry brushing. Alright, so you can see that. It's almost white. It's a very light beige color. And we use makeup brushes. I use these elf. What is this? Oh man, come on. Ah, there we go. It's an elf, ELF, blending eye brush. And these, they're like $1, $2. And these that are round with the curved tip, these make great dry brushes, and they're super cheap. Makeup brushes. That's what you want to use. I mean, if you want to use Artist Opus, I don't know, for like what, $50 a brush? Whatever it costs. Yeah, go ahead. But I'm going to use these $2 brushes. I mean, you gotta think, these things are made for faces. So they're super soft, super blendy. So let's want to dip a little bit. I'm gonna drop. That's a little too much. So we wipe off as much as we can on paper, and because this is like final highlights on speed paint, you want to rub off everything. You want almost nothing on the brush. Like, seriously, almost nothing. So, keep rubbing. See? You can see there's still stuff on there. When you stop seeing paint, you want to turn it around, because sometimes you'll accidentally get stuff on the sides. You want there to be just about nothing visible. This is only when you're dry brushing for highlighting. If you're dry brushing for the beginning part of Slapchop, you don't want to do it this much. But if you're doing this for highlighting, then this is what you want to do. All right. So, where's my brush? Oh. I have the iPad at a weird angle because I have... So, you just want to lightly scrub off. Fudge. Whatever. Whatever, man. Get some of that here. Oh. I think we gotta rub off more. Let's rub off more on the... Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see what happens. Yeah. You know, I don't edge highlight. I just dry brush. Dry brush everything. See that sleeve? How we're getting highlights on there? That's what we do. See that hair? Just dry brush. You want to go kind of like a little bit against the grain, the folds. And the thing is, because this beige color is so neutral, you can dry brush it off everything, because it works on every color. Not so great on metallics, but pretty much every color. Face, tunic. There might be, I might have put dry brushed, wiped off too much, but see that sleeve? Highlighted. See these pants? Highlighted. Tunic. That belt needs to be... boots. Sometimes you just gotta scrub a little harder, but see? Man, that is a messy tunic. How did I screw that up? That's fine. You know what? He's an adventurer. He's dirty. Huh. Let me move the light a little bit. Okay, let me move the iPad. Let's move it back. There we go. Because the iPad is blocking the lamp. So, you know what the problem is because I plugged in the iPad to the power cable. Now I can't move the iPad as much as I want to. La, la, la. So it's just all dry brushing. It's a little not great, but you know, people put more effort into this than they really need to. And they get great results, but I mean, for what I want to do, this is fine. We might need to put more paint. Okay. More grab brush. I'm going to get a little more paint on there. Rub off as much as we can. Let's move the camera a little. Okay. Let's see. Let's rub off a little more. I'm always nervous because if you really don't get a lot of the paint off, you will get big blotches, and that kind of ruins it. Yeah, rub off more. There we go. We're getting highlights. Let's get those boots. Let's get the ground. I think I saw some of the brush hairs fly off. Let's get the very top of the staff. Maybe the edge there. Some more on the face. Let's get these pants. Make it look dusty. Cloak. See how the hair gets highlighted? You want to get it at different angles too. Yeah, it's all dry brushing. I mean, like I said, some people edge highlight for hours. Yeah, but for me, this is fine. And if it gets to be too much, you could always dull it down with a little bit of wash, like a black or brown wash to dull it back down. But I think the contrast with the dry brush highlights is better to exaggerate the miniature. Let's get that sleeve. I'm pretty sure he has some kind of bracer cuff thing, but you know what? I can't be bothered painting that. I feel like the bottom is not getting it done. And I don't know why. I think because it's a recess? Oh, what the hell? I really have to repaint the base. That was too much. Wait. I was about to blow on the iPad screen. Yeah, it's kind of dusty, but it's fine. Did I get the other part of the hand? Yeah, that's okay. I use a ring? I'm not gonna paint that. I think he's looking all right. I think that belt. Why can't I get? Oh, this. The brush is falling apart. Yeah, that's the thing about these elf brushes. They don't last very well. They like come apart. Luckily, I've got a bunch of them. See, I got a bunch of them. Da-da-da. Sometimes you just got to get some hot glue and then glue it back together. All right, let's paint the. Let's fix the base again, because the base is kind of not. Got overly dry brushed. Yeah, no, to me he's finished. I don't think he's finished. I just want to fix that. Where are all my brushes? There it is. Let's finish that. How did that middle part get like that? It's a little too much dry brush. Alright, I'm gonna have to dry brush it over again, but yeah, how did that? I don't know how that got like that. Da, 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 da. This is fine. How long? Alright, good. The iPad's charging. It was at 19, now it's at 28. Almost a 3-hour stream, but we'll finish this one to completion. I'm gonna dry brush the base a little bit. After that, I'm probably gonna add some static grass. Just a little dab of Elmer's glue and some static grass. And then paint the rim. And then we're done. Take some glamour shots on the wargame table. And then what you could see on the Instagram or the YouTube community post or the Twitter. What is, it's just a big clump of nonsense over there. And then I'll make a YouTube short. Post that up. It looks okay. I mean, he could use a little more dry brushing up here, but you know what, it's fine. For what it is, it's okay. And besides, got 100 other miniatures to get to. So, it was already 3 hours. Alright, let that dry. Let me put this guy here. Oh man, the phone is already low power? Let me pause that on the phone. We're at 20% on the phone. I can't plug that in because I've already got the other thing plugged in. I only got one charger. Alright, let me grab the static grass. Okay, so let's get a comparison of what we're doing. We're doing this. And I think it looks alright. There's some mistakes, but you know what? We're painting to play. We're not painting for display. Or to win awards. Looks alright to me. Oh, jeez, okay. Let me go grab the static grass and Elmer's glue. Alright, this is what I use. Regular Elmer's glue. And I use this Gale Force 9. It's like a static grass. I only put a dab. I'm a little too cheap to buy tufts, but I do have tufts. But I only put tufts on like really special miniatures. Or like on like leader characters. Yeah. Oh man, the iPhone is not cooperating. Welcome everyone who's watching. Yeah. So yeah, what we were painting is this character, the wizard from Heroquest. And I think we did an okay job here. It's not the best, but you know, it's okay. See? Yeah. Good enough to play. Play the game. Alright. Now we have to dry brush the top of the base a little bit. We need this beat up brush. We're almost done. Okay, let's get some of that beige paint. Wipe off as much as possible. Okay, it's still wet. We're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry. Oh man. Alright. We just wait. Because if it'll smear. We also did a little bit of this barbarian. We did the fleshy parts with the speed paint. Where's the barbarian card? See? This is going to need a lot more work though. So that'll be off stream. Yeah. Heroquest. It's a cool board game. Match the colors very well. Thank you, Math Labs. I wish I had a way to let that paint dry faster. But, you know, maybe if I spread it around a bit. I got a cough. Hold on, let me drink something. Still recovering from a cold. Alright, let's do the dry brush again. Okay, get a little bit of the beige color. Wipe off a bunch of it. The back is part of it is dry, so we could dry brush that. And then we just want to tap the stones to get a little bit of you know, ground texture, coloring. See, we textured it at the beginning of the stream with texture paste. Oh. Hold on, let me cough off stream. There we go. Okay. Gotta get under the cloak. Just a little bit. And that wet spot over there still, it won't stick if it's still wet, but sorry about sounding gross. But yeah. Still recovering from a cold. There we go. It's sticking a little bit. See, just light taps with a kind of screwed up brush. Some beige paint on the brown paint gives a pretty okay ground texture. We had already textured it with where is it? This stuff. Vallejo earth texture. Yeah, it's like paint with sand in it. So then it's a little bumpy on the ground. There we go. Some people put like way too much to make it like uneven ground, but I prefer it flat. So you just have to put a light amount. Oh man, hold on, let me mute the mic. Okay, I grabbed a cough drop. Hopefully that helps. Okay, I think that's enough of the ground texture. Let us now do the static grass. Let me show you how that's done. Okay, we don't need the paint anymore. We do need this brush. Excuse me. Okay, so let's get the Elmer's glue. So this is white PVA glue. See? School glue. You don't need too much. I'm only gonna... Oh, jeez. What did I drop? Okay. Fell off the table. It's fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the miniature. We'll just put like... I mean, he's gonna be in a dungeon, so there's not gonna be like a lot of grass. And I only do like a little bit, so... take some of the glue we dabbed and just dab something like here. And this kind of glue, it dries clear. That's all we need. Like, I could put some in the back, but you know what? We don't need to do that. And so we get some of this. Now be careful with this. Don't sneeze or cough or else this stuff will fly everywhere. This is static grass. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's just fibers. You will need some kind of tweezers. Pick up a little bit of it over. Put it on the glue. Amp it down a little bit. Okay. Then let the excess fall off. Back into the thing. Normally you wouldn't do this on your paint area because it's going to stick to whatever is wet. And you get a big clump of grass there, see? Now it's gonna be, there's gonna be like loose bits of that. So what you do is you blow off the excess. I'm gonna do that off camera. So just somewhere where you won't mind this stuff going everywhere. Oh, fudge. Yeah. So you blow off the excess, the ones that don't stick to the glue. It's like a little bit. There is one that is sticking way too high up. Ugh, it's all over the place. So yeah, you gotta wash this stuff off. It's fine. And then when the Elmer's glue dries, it dries clear, and it's stuck down. All right, let's clean this up. Where's the lid? This is by Gale Force 9. I don't know if they still make this. I bought this a long time ago, but they probably still do. But static grass. The reason called static grass is some people use it with this static electricity thing, so then the hairs, the little fibers stick straight up. But I just use the tweezers and dab it on. And then they stick up and look pretty convincing as a clump of grass. See? Blowing on it like makes it stick up a little more. And then we're going to paint the base so then it's black and more presentable as a finished piece. And then what I do after that is when everything is dry, you have to seal it with a dull coat. Either dull coat or a matte finish clear spray. I forget which one I used. I think I used the Krylon or Rust-Oleum 2X. Actually, let me go find that. Okay, let me remove this stuff and clean this off so it's not a big mess. Also, you have to clean off the brush you used like this. If you leave that Elmer's glue on there, that's going to dry hard. It's going to be difficult to come off. Alright. Excuse me while I wash that off. Okay, and then the sealer I use is this one. Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2X Ultra Cover Matte Clear. And then that protects the paint. Because otherwise the paint will scrape. It's not that durable, so it'll scratch off, you know, as you keep playing with the miniatures and stuff. This will give a good clear coat to it that protects it. Protects the paint job. But don't spray that inside the house. Spray it like outside or in the garage or backyard or something, like in a cardboard box. Yeah, and then let it dry for 20 minutes. Should be good. Okay, what are we doing now? The base. The base rim has to be painted. Where's my brush for that? I like to use this flat chisel brush. Okay. And I use, you don't have to use expensive paint. I used Americana Deco Art Lamp Ebony Black. Yeah. You don't have to use your expensive paint. These are like sometimes 50 cents, sometimes $1 at like Walmart, Hobby Lobby, or Michael's, or any of those crafting stores. You don't have to use your expensive $5 paints. So we got the black here. Do we need more? We don't need that much. Make sure your fingers are clean because you're going to be picking up the miniature. Excuse me. Oh man, I'm dying. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we have to wet the brush. Make sure the brush is wet. Otherwise, the paint sticks to the brush too much. All right. So, cool. You get to see the miniature start to finish. Paint the bottom. Man, there's people, for me, people that don't paint the bottom of your miniature base annoys the heck out of me. I feel like it's not finished. Because, I mean, if you were going to buy, like, you know, like a finished toy or something, imagine buying a toy and they don't paint the bottom of the shoes, or like the bottom of like the plane or tank or something. Like, it's not finished. And like you see people with their whole fancy miniature army, you know, painted like masterclass painted, you know. And yet the bottom of their bases are all splotchy paint splotches. All you gotta do is take a look. 2 seconds. Paint the bottom of your bases. Okay. All right. And then, see, that's why I like to use this flat chisel brush, because you're going to be turning the model. You gotta, wait, this way. Oh man, there's a stray hair. Oh man. So much harder to do on stream. Yeah, turn the miniature around. Oh. I feel like I should use this side. Okay. Oh man. That's too much paint. No, this side's better. You want to only get the side, but you don't want to... I know I'm getting over the rim, and that's it's not what we want. I'm going to have to touch that up after. Well, usually when you're doing this not on stream and you're like looking at it really carefully, like close to your face with magnifying goggles. We did get over the line, but you know what? It's fine. And that's basically it. Finished miniature. That'll dry out. That'll be fine. You know, let me smooth that out. That needs to be smoothed out. Oh, depth perception. There we go. So this is what we got going. Yeah, see? I don't know. What do you think? It's not my best work, but this is, to me, this is fine. Yeah. And this what took, what, 3 hours, 20 minutes? It's not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, we could add a little bit of wash on the gold. I can't touch the base. Maybe a little bit of wash on the gold so then that those recesses on the crescent stand out. Yeah, we could do that. The base has to dry a little bit. It's almost dry. See, the thing is, if you put it on, you know, the surface right now, that paint will come right off. Because you're gonna put it down, it's gonna dry on the miniature and the paper, and then when you pick it up, it's gonna like be like stuck. So you gotta let it dry a little bit until it's tight. Sometimes you could just do like this, dab it. See how some of the paint comes off? And you can leave it. You know what? Let me do that thing I told you. Put a little black wash on the crescent so it stands out a little more. Actually, we could put it on the whole, what do you call it? On the whole staff. We'll use this strong tone wash. This is like a brownish wash. It's like a very liquid paint. Okay, let's put some of that here. Okay. Yeah, we'll use this brush. Okay. Oh. Knocking over all the paints. Okay, is that base dry yet? No. Let's not handle it by the base. So let me handle it from here. All right, let's water down this strong tone a little bit. See, well, I added like a little water. See how it's brown? Okay, now let's tap it onto. See? It makes those little crevices. Well, actually, let's put it all over. Makes the crevices have a little more definition. And actually, we could put this on other parts of the miniature too. Like parts that we thought were too highlighted. Excuse me. Oh, man. See, I told you, I've got this lingering cough. I don't have a cold anymore, but I just have this lingering cough. I'll be over it soon. It'll be fine. See, it's just a very light brown. Sometimes it's a little too light, but oh, fudge. It's fine. I think the base is dry enough. Okay. See? Little indentations get colored. And these details will stand out a little more. Cool. Now let's pop from the cloak. So a little bit of color separation. Yeah. I think a little more. Let's get it into that crevice. So just to add a little definition to this. Yeah, that works. Yeah, washes help. Should I mess with this? Yeah, I think that works better. Let's mess with this too. Yeah, I think that fixes a lot of problems. There we go. A little better, right? More better. Maybe we need some on this cloak. It's really chalky. It's fine. Oh. Yeah, there's a messed up part under there. That's fine. I can fix that a little later. All right, everyone. This is yeah. This is a thing. All right. Probably tomorrow I'll have the finished pictures on the YouTube community section posts, Twitter and Instagram. Probably make a YouTube short. You know, probably do some touch-ups. So, but we're pretty much finished here. This, I think, is a little... Let's remove a little bit of that wash. There we go. It's a little too much. All right, everyone. I guess that's our stream. Yeah. It's been a while since I've done a painting stream, so hopefully I get better at this. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this live or as a past broadcast, please consider giving me a follow and making a new friend. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. We do need subscribers. Oh man, we're struggling on YouTube. Yeah. And please catch me when I'm live here on Twitch. We could chat about the games and the process. Yeah. To all my peacekeepers out there. Excuse me. Especially Math Labs. Who else is lurking around? Math Labs. Hide the Kush. AWOL Trooper. And I think I saw Login Dog there a little bit. And my friend Sev. A big peacekeeper salute to all of you. Peace angels in the chat. May the angels protect and guide you. All right, everyone. I will catch you again soon. Have a great night, everyone. Peace.